Hi, I'm Heath Roner with North Shore Technical Community College. This particular video series today that I'm talking about will be painting basics. Hopefully you can gain some skills and knowledge about painting. Once you travel to the hardware store, you can decide what type of paint you want to use, whether it be a semi-gloss, gloss, a matte finish, or an eggshell finish. Interior paints will normally be a water-based latex paint. Exterior paints will be an oil-based paint, which is a little bit harder for cleanup. Your latex interior paints are usually water-based, so they clean up very easily with soap and water. Once you get to your hardware store, if you have a large job, most of your jobs require about 1 gallon per 400 square feet. So you'll take that in consideration of how much paint you'll need. And don't forget, most jobs need 2 coats, so consider that as well. So when you get to the hardware store, if you have a large job and you need at least probably say 4 or 5 gallons, you may want to get your paint in a 5-gallon bucket, and you can actually utilize a grid like this for when you're painting your large area. They'll mix that paint for you at the store in a shaker, and once you get home, if you've waited a day or two, you may want to take a bit like this with a 1/2-inch drill and stir your paint very well before you begin your job. If your paint is still stirred pretty well, you still may want to take a paint stick like such and give it a quick stir and make sure it's blended very well. While you're at the hardware store, you pick up supplies like your paint rollers, your paint cartridges like this. You can get these in packs and make sure they got a good tight fit like this one. And then you want to install that. And then when you get ready to start your paint work, you want to dip that into your paint several times. Roll it against the grid to make sure you get even solution all the way around the pad, totally saturate it. And once that is done, you'll begin your work. You want to keep the flat side of your roller against areas of trim, such as window trim, door casings, light switches or receptacles. Also, you might want to remove those covers off of those light switches and covers as you go. If you're reaching for higher areas, such as maybe a 9 or 10-foot ceiling, you can get you an extension stick like this, reach those areas and do your painting. When you are painting, I suggest that you use a V motion, like so, whenever you're painting. That will decrease lines and like seam marks. You won't see those if you use a V pattern when you paint. So once you get that portion of your job complete, the bigger areas, and you get ready to do your trim work, you'll take a pan such as this with a plastic insert. The plastic insert is disposable, makes for easy cleanup. You take a 2-inch brush, hit any corners or baseboards or anything you may need to touch up. A tool like this can be utilized for doing trim work. You take this pad, dip it in your paint, get excess paint off. It has a couple of wheels at the top, here and here, that rolls against the surface of flat areas such as your ceiling, window casings, door trim, etc. That way it gets you close to your work without getting paint on your trim work. Once you complete that, you can take this off and clean it, soap and water, and you can reuse that pad. Once you put the paint and apply it with this, you may want to blend it with a 2-inch brush. Then once you're complete, again, clean your brush, and it also can be reused. If you take care of your brushes, you can reuse them. You don't have to buy them every time you paint. I suggest using a little PPE such as some nitrile gloves, safety glasses for when you're mixing the paint, etc. I hope your paint job turns out well, and we thank you for watching our video.